recommends.
Welcome to Richard Recommends, Week 5 of the 2013 season.
And the first game that we're going to focus on is the game in Cincinnati between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the Patriots in this one for the simple reason that the Bengals' defensive backfield is still banged up. The Patriots may get both Danny Amendola. It looks like they're going to get at least him back. They may get Gronkowski back. If that's the case, I could see the Patriots having the ability to exploit that. I don't know if they'll be able to run the football. Cincinnati's defense is pretty good up front, but I think with Aqib Talib, as we talked about before the show, I think he's going to be focused on AJ Green. And do the Bengals have other weapons that they can exploit? I don't know. Jermaine Gresham could be a problem for the Pats, but I think the Patriots win the game outright, and they win it they cover the spread.
I like the Patriots in this one. They need to stop Geno Atkins on the line. They need to get their running game going, and Edelman and Amendola and who else will step up. And Cincy's defense is pretty good, but I like the Patriots in this one.
Yes, I would agree. I just think the Patriots will cover and win. The next game on the list is the Seattle Seahawks at the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis is coming off 2 big wins in a row. I'm still going to take Seattle, though, in this one. I think Russell Wilson can exploit the Colts' pass defense. Andrew Luck is a good quarterback. It'll be the best quarterback they've faced up to now. But I think Seattle's defense can keep them at least under 24 points. I think Seattle will end up winning this game probably 24-20 or 27-21, in that neighborhood. So I like Seattle to win this game. I think the Colts aren't going to be able to run the football. They don't have much running game to begin with, even though they got Trent Richardson. So I like Seattle in this one.
So actually, like in this one, like I said, like Andrew Luck's the best quarterback Seattle has faced so far this season. He has much improved with turnovers. He only drew 2 picks so far this season. Actually, the defense is very underrated. I think they'll shut down Seattle's passing game. And actually, like Luck to throw to his tight ends, and even Richard Wayne will have a few catches, even though Sherman's going to cover him. But actually, like Indy at home.
Yeah, I despite all that, I think Seattle will be able to run the football, which may limit Luck's ability to how much time he'll have the ball. So I still like Seattle in this because I think the defense is better and they can run the football better. A lot of times that combination, I think, leads to victories. The next game on the list is the New Orleans Saints at the Chicago Bears. To me, this was the toughest game of the week to pick. I like the Saints slightly because I think their offense is a little more explosive. They're showing now they can run the football to some degree as well, although not like Chicago can. But I think they can. Chicago's got some injuries on defense, and I think New Orleans, even though it's on grass and they did play Monday night, the fact is I think they'll win this game. It'll be close. I think it'll be say 28-24. But I like the Saints to win this one slightly.
On the contrary, I like the Bears in this one. I think Cutler's going to throw a few touchdowns. Saints defense is still shaky, even though they did good against the Dolphins last week. And Breeze on the road on natural grass is not the same quarterback as in a dome. So I like the Bears in this one.
Yeah, I hear all that, but I just think New Orleans' explosive offense, I think, is going to be a little too much for Chicago. In Dallas, we have the Denver Broncos at the Dallas Cowboys, and quite honestly, until I see otherwise, I'm going with Denver with the spread here. I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to win by at least 10 points, even though it's on the road. Dallas will be their biggest challenge up to now, from what I can see. Dallas can run the ball, which gives them a hope, but I still think the Denver offense is going to be a little too much for Dallas. Dallas' defensive backfield is weak. And I think, again, Manning and his receiving corps can exploit that.
So the key for the Cowboys in this one is to run the football. If they get behind quickly, they won't have to throw a lot, and he'll probably force 1 or 2 turnovers, even though Denver's secondary is not that great. But Denver has just too many weapons on offense.
And they're pretty good at the pass rush, so that's what's actually helping Denver as well. The last game on the list is Houston Texans at the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are coming off a Thursday night beating a week ago of St. Louis, I think they'll win this game. I think Matt Schaub makes too many mistakes. I think San Francisco's defense is going to force them into a couple at least. I think Houston's also going to have a hard time running the football against that defense. I just see San Francisco covering the 6.5 and winning the game probably, potentially by 14 or more points. I could very easily see that in this game.
So Houston's coming off a tough loss to Seattle, and they go out to San Francisco for an 8 o'clock game. Then I don't know how much momentum Houston has after that tough loss. But San Francisco's, although their record doesn't stand much, they will destroy the Texans right there. Kaepernick's just too much for the Houston secondary, because as JJ Watt's gonna be chasing him all day.
Yep, I would agree with that. I definitely think that. I think Houston, they're going to be able to neutralize Watt. Again, San Francisco can run the football too. I expect Franco to have a very good day, and I think that's also going to help lead to Houston's demise in this one.
And now we're back to retro recommends. Here are our additional recommendations.
So the first game we have in the second half of our show is our usual toilet bowl game of the week, which this week is Jacksonville at St. Louis. I would avoid it, one. Two, I like St. Louis only because I can't take Jacksonville. They are clearly, to me, the worst team in the league. Clearly by far. There's no one even close to as bad as they are. And Bradford will get some points for them. Jacksonville, if they score 10 points, will be lucky. I see St. Louis scoring 24 points minimum here. I go with the Rams minus the 11.5 in my book.
So Blaine Gabbert returns to Missouri, where he had a productive college career, facing off Sam Bradford out of Oklahoma. But I think St. Louis fans are more interested in the Cardinals game. But actually, I like Jacksonville because I don't think St. Louis is going to beat them by more than 10 points.
Heck, the St. Louis fans might be more interested in the Blues, much less the Rams, quite honestly. Our next game we have on the list is Kansas City. The Chiefs are at Tennessee to play the Titans. I'm going to go with Kansas City. I think the loss of Jake Locker is going to hurt Tennessee a lot. I think Kansas City's defense will be able to stifle whoever they have as the backup. And I like Kansas City to cover, and they could win this one by 10 points potentially, maybe more. I like Kansas City a lot in this game. They can run. Tennessee's got a good defense. Tennessee will keep it close for a while, but I think Kansas City's defense will stifle Tennessee's offense in the end.
So Alex Smith and Ryan Fitzpatrick are two drop back, check down quarterbacks. You're not going to see a lot of long passes in this one. I like the Chiefs in this one because they have a better running game and a better defense. I like the Chiefs in this one on the road.
The next game on the list is the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. I think Miami coming off a Monday night game where they got pounded by New Orleans. Baltimore's coming off a disappointing defeat. I like Baltimore to win this game. I think again they can run the football. Flacco's got to have a better game than he did against Buffalo. I think they'll take advantage of Miami's the fact they might be a little tired from the Monday night game.
I like the Dolphins in this one. It might be raining this one, as it might be a tropical storm coming on the way, and Flacco's been very shaky, and Miami's defense is pretty good, even though they were blitzed by the Saints. I like the Dolphins in this one.
Next game on the list is the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are coming off a very disappointing, heartbreaking loss in Cincinnati 2 weeks ago. I like the Packers in this one. Detroit doesn't do that well on the road. Their only one road game they have had, they lost at Arizona. I think the Packers are gonna beat them pretty badly. Matthew Stafford still makes too many mistakes right now. I'm gonna go with Green Bay in this one.
So this year the Lions have ended a long drought on the road against the Redskins. They have a long drought against the Packers in Green Bay, but Green Bay is far superior than Washington in terms of talent. Aaron Rodgers will draw all over that Lions' shaky defense. I like the Packers in this one.
Yeah, I agree. A game that we consider as a toilet bowl game was actually Philadelphia at the New York Giants. The Eagles are underdogs by 2.5 points. I like the Eagles in this one. The Giants can't protect Eli Manning. Their defense isn't playing well. The over and under on this game is 55.5. I could easily see this game going way over the under, going over in this one because Philadelphia will score points. And I think the Giants will still too, because Philadelphia's defense isn't much to write home about. I mean, this game is very little defense. I think will be played in this game, but I like the Eagles to win slightly by. They'll cover the 2.5.
I like the Eagles in this one as well. I think LaShawn McCoy will have a solid game. It will be very close, more like a 33-30 type of game with a lot of big plays. The Giants are not playing the Kansas City Chiefs defense. This is a polar opposite. And I like the Eagles though.
Yeah, I agree. Next game is Carolina Panthers going to Arizona to play the Cardinals. I like Arizona slightly. I mean, Carolina slightly. I quite honestly, this was another tough game to pick. I don't like either team, quite honestly. But I'll go with the fact that I think the Panthers will be able to run the football, and Cam Newton I think will have a decent day against that defense. So I like Carolina. It'll be a close game, probably 17-14 in that neighborhood. That's how I see it.
So the Panthers are coming off a 38-0 win over the Giants. Like Arizona, they're at home. They're facing a shaky Carolina Panthers secondary. I think Larry Fitzgerald's gonna have a huge game in this one. I like Arizona, but it's gonna be a very tight game.
The next game is actually an 11:30 Eastern time game due to the baseball playoffs moving to that time. Is San Diego Chargers or Oakland play the Raiders? I like San Diego. I don't like Oakland at all. I think Phillip Rivers will have a decent day. Danny Woodhead is actually emerging within the Chargers offense. I like the Chargers slightly in this one. I think they'll cover and win the game outright.
I like the Chargers in this one as well. Rivers has traditionally done very well against the Raiders. McFadden and Pryor are banged up. They're questionable. They're down from the injury report. The Chargers win this one.
And our last game on the list is the Monday night game. That's the New York Jets at the Atlanta Falcons. I like Atlanta. I think they, quite honestly, they have to keep pace with the rest of their division, and actually even for the wild card if they want to make the playoffs. The Jets, Geno Smith makes too many mistakes right now. He's still learning on the job. I like Atlanta to cover the 8.5. I could see them winning this 34-17 or something in that neighborhood.
I like the Falcons in this one as well. It's a must-win game for the Atlanta Falcons. I think Matt Ryan's gonna go off in this one. Jets got no chance. Cromwell is not to leave, so Atlanta wins this one handily.
And that's our picks for the week. When we come back, we will have our non-football recommendation of the week.
And thanks again for joining us at Richard Recommends. I recommend rooting for the Red Sox.
And I recommend picking the Bruins to win the Stanley Cup.